Politihoot! And now, from a lonely little corner of the Bronx.
This week, we're unwrapping the big, beautiful bill, the legislative equivalent of a foreclosure notice, hand-delivered by a guy wearing an American flag tie and asking if you've considered working a little harder. The big, beautiful bill is Washington's latest attempt to do what it does best: reward the rich, punish the working class, and smile for the cameras as it burns down the rest. The bill includes massive tax cuts for corporations and the ultra-wealthy. According to the Congressional Budget Office, similar past bills, like Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, balloon the deficit by nearly $2 trillion, largely from giveaways to the top 1%. It's the old trickle-down theory from the 80s. And we're still waiting for that trickle. So let's break it down step by step. Step 1, tax cut for the already comfortable. If you're in the top 1%, you may want to send Congress a thank you note. Or, better yet, just Venmo them another campaign contribution. Because over 60% of the bill's tax credits go to the top 20%. That's people making over $130,000 a year, which is double the median income of $71,000. The top 1% take home 40% of all the cuts. What do they get? Capital gains breaks, expanded pass-through deductions, and this means that the profits or the losses are passed through directly to the owners, who then report these profits on their individual tax income returns and pay taxes at their individual tax rates. And according to the Tax Policy Center, it strengthens corporate loopholes. The working class gets a tax credit that evaporates faster than your measly savings account. I mean, if this bill was a piñata, the candy would fall directly onto the offshore accounts of hedge fund managers. Number 2, cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. The big, beautiful bill looks at older people and says, "Why are you still here?" And the bill repeals or defunds parts of the Affordable Care Act. Yes, Obamacare. This could strip health care from over 15 million people, especially those in low-income and rural America. Insurance premiums will rise, especially for people with pre-existing conditions, which, newsflash, is most of us by middle age. Medicare cut over $500 billion. It raises premiums for middle-income seniors. So if you are no longer of working age and therefore not covered by your employer, you will be paying more for your health care. Medicaid, $1.3 trillion in cuts. It ends the Obamacare expansion. It replaces entitlements with block grants. This changes the program's funding. Instead of guaranteeing coverage to all eligible individuals, a block grant approach would provide states with a fixed amount of federal funding, potentially leading to cuts in benefits eligibility or enrollment, especially in times of increased need or economic downturn. Now, Social Security, they reduce the cost of living adjustment year after year. You may have worked your entire life and contributed part of your salary to this fund, and they're chipping it away. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities estimates that tens of millions of seniors, low-income families, and people with disabilities would face increased hardship. Under this bill, getting sick is not just a tragedy. It's a luxury, like caviar or insulin. Number 3, the EPA. I've never heard of it. If you're hoping to breathe clean air in the next decade, the big, beautiful bill has other plans. It's deregulation with a twist. The twist is asthma, heart disease, COPD, and cancer. In 2024, over 137 million Americans live in counties with unhealthy levels of air pollution, according to the American Lung Association. They cut $2 billion from the EPA budget. It repeals the methane leak rules, so it's okay to be poisoned. And it weakens particulate matter levels. It eliminates renewable energy credits, so more pollution. It expands drilling access to federal lands, wetlands, and aquifers. So it's still the EPA, but now known as the Energy Profit Agency. Number 4, from W-2 to 1099. Your paycheck just got gigged. In the old days, you had a job. And now, thanks to the big, beautiful bill, you have a flexible opportunity to die without benefits. It redefines employees so companies can classify workers as independent contractors. W-2 employees can now be classified as 1099s. So what's the big deal? Isn't it just a form? No. It means they don't have to pay you for overtime. It means no unemployment. It means no workers' comp. It means no mandatory health insurance. And the industries that are affected are things like trucking, caregiving, restaurants, bars, teachers. And according to the Economic Policy Institute, it will have a disproportionate impact on women, people of color, and immigrant labor. The bill helps the working class finally achieve the American dream. If your dream is unpaid overtime, surprise medical bet, and tax credit for being punched in the gut. Number 5, higher ed, higher debt. The big, beautiful bill wants you to go to college. Just not to finish, not to afford it, not to succeed. Pell Grants are frozen, and those equal real dollar amounts. It eliminates the public service loan forgiveness. This was a forgiveness program for people who went into the military, worked for nonprofits, Peace Corps, things like that. And it caps the income-driven repayment system. Previously, you set your monthly federal student loan payments at an amount intended to be affordable based on your current income. No more. It hits first-generation and low-income students the hardest. Now, the man who cast the tie-breaking vote to pass this bill is J.D. Vance. In his memoir, Vance stated that he received a nearly full-ride scholarship during his first year at Yale due to his low-income background. Then, he took advantage of the Yellow Ribbon Program, which was part of the post-9/11 GI Bill, and it was crucial to his ability to attend Yale Law School. The big, beautiful bill slashed financial aid so hard, FOPSA added a big red banner to their site that reads, "All ye who enter here abandon all hope." Number 6, the Affordable Care Act. Less affordable, less care. Healthcare in America has always been kind of a game of Russian roulette. This bill just added more bullets. It eliminates subsidies under the ACA for those making between 138 and 400% of the poverty level. It ends Medicaid expansion into 39 states. It brings back insurance plans that don't cover pre-existing conditions, and it has lifetime caps and excludes mental health benefits. Over 15 million people will lose coverage. You can now choose between rent, food, and chemotherapy. Choose wisely. Number 7, military spending. Because who needs schools when you have another F-35? The only thing we fund faster than war is a sports stadium tax break. The bill increases defense spending by another $100 billion while cutting infrastructure, transit, and housing programs. $100 billion increase in military spending. Where's it going to go? A new fleet of nuclear subs, a space missile tracking system, and, more lovingly, private contractors like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin.
Speech. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
What could this money have funded? Universal pre-K for every child in America, ending hunger in the U.S. twice over, and canceling all student lunch debt. This is from families who can't pay for their own kids' lunches. According to the National Priorities Project, this amounts to $262 million of debt. Now, the American Society of Civil Engineers gives the U.S. infrastructure a C-. And that means that our bridges, our water systems, and roads are all crumbling. But hey, at least we have more F-35s that still don't work. These planes have a mission-capable rate of just 62%, far below any other combat aircraft. Overall, the F-35 failed to meet all but one of its availability, reliability, and maintainability requirements. The project for government oversight emphasized. We can't afford clean water, but thank God the Pentagon can see a starving Palestinian child from orbit. Number 8, voting rights. Less rights, more fights. Nothing says representative democracy like making it harder for people to vote. They took away federal protections for mail-in voting. There are now ID requirements that are expanded. Ballot drop boxes are restricted and purges of voter rolls every 2 years. And according to the Brennan Center, seniors, students, Black and brown voters will lose access. Now, I understand. The incident of voter fraud was rampant, or so they would have you believe. According to the Brennan Center, these fraud rates are between 0.0003% and 0.0025%. A Columbia University study showed that these were false claims made by the loser of a close race or mischief or administrative or voter error. This is not voter suppression. This is voter depression. So, who wins? The bill isn't policy. It's performance art for billionaires. It's a golden toilet engraved with the Constitution. And you're the one being flushed. It rewards wealth, strips public goods, and makes sure working Americans get just enough to turn the blame on each other. So no, it's not beautiful, but it is big. So see it as the start of something big, and it's coming for the rest of what we haven't already lost. So, are you one of the very many affected by this? What fears do you have for your future in light of the big, beautiful bill? What do you have to say about it? Send us a voicemail by clicking onto podline.fm below. Let's keep this conversation going.
Politihoot!